Hey, welcome back to the NYND podcast. I'm TJ, and are we not entertained by this college football season? Notre Dame's bounce back and the tears from SEC fans. I mean, it's funny how the SEC started the conference chaos alignment, adding Texas and Oklahoma to the schedule in 2024. We saw the sport really blow up in front of our eyes with the Big Ten conference realignment, the ACC, SMU, and Stanford going to play in the ACC. Like, are you kidding me? Some cried the sport had been ruined. College football was becoming more like the NFL. I was one of them. And as karma would have it, now the SEC watches as Alabama and Ole Miss could potentially miss the playoff altogether. This college football season has been nuts. And to think as Notre Dame fans, we went from flying with the Eagles to planning apple orchard trips on Saturdays after the loss to NIU. And now, I mean, rattling off 9 straight wins is pretty mind-boggling, and it's a testament to this team's character and their head coach. Speaking of their head coach, this is a different Marcus Freeman. He isn't kissing the ring. He isn't playing nice in press conferences and pre- and post-game interviews. He quite literally looks like a guy that needed to coach for his life and needed to win by any means necessary out of desperation. I mean, oftentimes that's when most of us are at our best. You know, we lock in, maximize effort and preparation, and then go out there and play free. And that's what this Notre Dame team is doing. His back's been against the wall since week 2. I'm sure he hears the fans and the media, and he's really told a lot of us to eat crow, in my opinion. And I'm super proud to have Freeman as my head coach. And I really love the way this Notre Dame team is playing. They're playing for each other. They're playing fast. They're playing free, and they're playing with attention to detail. Now, this offense at times has left a lot to be desired. I get it. But at times they've also been dominant and extremely fun to watch. Riley Leonard embodies everything a lot of us as Notre Dame fans love, and watching him grow has been outstanding. Louisville scared me, and then Georgia Tech scared me, and then Navy and Army were both teed up to be classic national embarrassment days for Notre Dame. And we passed all 4 tests. We dominated all 4 games. We played physical, fast, and we talked about it to the other team and then backed it up again with our play. Notre Dame saved the season from death's doorstep, and Notre Dame is a damn good team at football. Over the last 2 weeks, I followed the team. Like the Grateful Dead, we followed the team. My dad, brothers, and I flew out to South Bend for the Virginia game, and then this past week we made the much shorter trip up the Major Deegan to Yankee Stadium for the Shamrock Series. I'll say this about the Shamrock Series. I don't know if the Yankees or a third party, some type of organization puts on the event, but whoever it is needs to take another look at the gate situation. They had one gate open and roughly 20,000 fans pushing to get inside. People were hopping barricades, pushing and shoving. It was Lord of the Flies out there, and the stadium management team should really take another look at how they let fans in, and maybe open a couple other gates when you realize it's a sold-out game at Yankee Stadium between 2 marquee teams in a rivalry that hasn't been relevant in 70 years. Other than that, the marketing around the city and the vibe once you walked through the concourse was electric. It felt like a big game. A lot of fans were supporting both teams, which is really cool to see, and I'm definitely glad. I think Notre Dame should really think about coming to New York every year. I know that's wishful thinking for someone who lives here, but New York is Notre Dame's home away from home, and I think the 2 sold-out venues in the metropolitan area really speak to that. And then switching gears a little bit, Notre Dame plays that team from Southern California this week, and it's very simple. Win and get in. Notre Dame has climbed all the way back to number 5 in the rankings and has to really beat a talented and dangerous USC Trojan squad to punch a ticket to the dance. Shades of 2012 and 2018. I can't wait. This game does have me nervous. Not because I think Notre Dame is going to have a letdown game and not show up. I just think USC has potential to come out flying, and I think they're going to run the ball a lot more this time around. When they ran the ball against us 2 years ago, they had a lot of success, and I thought their game plan was a lot more well-rounded. Whereas last year, because of the turnovers early, we backed them into a corner where they had to throw the ball a lot, and then more interceptions and turnovers came from that. I think if USC has success early and maybe forces a turnover, this game can be a little scary, especially by halftime. I do expect Notre Dame to continue to lean on them, and then in the third and fourth quarter pull away. And listen, just win this game. I don't care if you win this game by a safety, if you win the game by a point. Just win the game and get out of there. But yeah, super excited for South Carolina and Clemson. The Iron Bowl, I think could be interesting. I would be surprised if Auburn knocked off Alabama, being that Alabama had that letdown last week. The Big 12, who do we have this week from the Big 12? No, that's next week. Michigan, Ohio State. We'll see if the Buckeyes can really pour it on the old Wolverines of Michigan, or if Michigan can pull an upset and maybe send Ryan Day into the job search. But either way, guys, thanks for tuning in. I am going to have two other guests hopefully jump on this with me moving forward, so I don't have to sit here and try and talk to myself, and it's definitely a little challenging. But I should have two other guests jumping on with me next week, and then, God willing, the weeks leading up to the playoff. But super excited. Who would have thought we'd be here after week 2? I mean, this is great. Rattling off 9 wins in a row, looking dominant in all of them. I can't wait to see how we come out on Saturday. And if we get in, look out, baby, because the Irish are dangerous. Thanks, guys. Go Irish.